And here we are tonight. The last match that we'll be having. It's going to be herO against Rogue. The winner goes on to that round of 8. Speaking of which, right now we have 3 Terrans and 2 Protoss.
Yeah.
So can Rogue be the first Zerg in there, or will herO help that Protoss swarm?
And this is really interesting to have Rogue as our Zerg hope, as a Zerg player to advance. When guys like Bjol played earlier, I think it was very surprising to see him not advance for Rogue. I know a lot of people rooting for this guy, has a lot of fans still, and it would certainly be very surprising to see him advance over a very strong Protoss player like herO, and yet here we are.
Yeah, on paper, you can look at this and say, well, herO's killing it lately, he should win. But just like I was talking about in the previous game and kind of all night, the current meta Zergs have an advantage in Zerg versus Protoss. No one's really come up with a foolproof way to stop this Bane Hydra stuff dead in its tracks. There's no real punishment against it. So if Rogue can stay on top of his early defenses and get into that strong mid game, it's, that's somewhere where I think even herO is going to struggle to take him down.
Well, Rogue looks really solid in his ZVP so far tonight, taking out Deer in our losers match. And that's going to bring us to our final match of the night. If you guys have friends that aren't watching, or you just want to share your support for Rogue or herO, now is the time where we get into our final best 3 of the night. Our first map is Ascension to Ire. So looks like we will be heading there as soon as possible. Then Whirlwind, Newkirk, Crescent.
What do you think? You're still going with herO, or are you?
Yeah, I think herO is just so good at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't forget about game number 1. It was a while ago, but herO just looked so insane. And the Rogue might have these cool strategies, but it takes a lot more than that to take out one of the best Protoss around.
Well said.
Stand, fight, heaven shall burn. In a cloud of fire we stand. Fight, wings are war, are you ready to fight? Yeah!
And here we are. Our blue Zerg player spawning in the lower right-hand corner. He is
Jin-Air Green Wings, Rogue.
In the Zerg colors, playing Rogue. That was the greatest.
You should put this thing here and that thing there. That's how you intro Artosis.
Yeah.
Should teach Tasus how to do that one of these days. His opponent, the red Protoss player.
Root
He is
Gaming, herO.
Actually, one of my favorite tasteless intros, he said, Green Air Gin Wings once. It was great.
Jin-Air Green Wings is actually almost the same if you flip it upside down. We have a lot of problems at SSL because the logo simply put the prop upside down.
Really?
And it actually looks pretty similar, except that the U and the N are upside down. But either way.
Do you like that kind of art form where you have these sentences that
Or the same forward and backwards?
Well, no. For instance, I've seen the alphabet written out stylistically where it looks all the same forward and backwards. Do you know what I mean?
I've seen that before.
That type of thing?
It's really unique in Korean just because of the way the characters are arranged. In English, you have words like race car that are the same forward and backwards. In Korean, you have words that are the same right side up and upside down because of the way that you can flip N's into G's.
Yeah.
What is it? The oo sound into the O sound. So you can have words like that. It's just kind of cool to see how it manifests itself in different languages. Just like you can have intros that introduce the Green Air Gin Wings.
Yeah.
Big fan of that team.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Artosis.
Yes.
The last series of the night.
Yeah. And I definitely think it can go either way here. I'm big, as you would say, hashtag fan of herO. So wouldn't mind seeing him go forward. But we don't have any Zergs there yet, and Rogue has already shown some very good ZVP so far.
See a lot of Protoss players getting this early Zealot charge. In fact, it was Deer earlier that tried to, or was it herO? Yeah, that tried that Zealot charge drop strat. I was just okay, well, that's so strange to me. So I'm really kind of interested to see whether or not that's still an upgrade that herO will continue to get even in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I think the charge is quite good. This game, it looks to me like he'll probably go for Glaives, which it doesn't surprise me at all if this is his choice, if he wants to get aggressive with Glaives, because this is something a few of the top Protosses are starting to shift a little bit back into. It went out of style. Lingbane Hydra really grew a lot, but sometimes you can get people off guard. Okay, this could be a DT drop, though. I mean, well, Archon drop, you know what I mean, right? So, and that actually would make a lot of sense as well. Like, Stats started doing this again a little bit, and if you go Archon drop, then they have to go... Okay, never mind. He's doing something completely his own, but they have to go Roach Warren against that, just saying.
Okay, you got to figure this out here, Artosis. Looks like we do... I was watching for the Mothership Gore to come over here. It's not. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Well, okay. Wow, that caster curse kicking in. Yeah, there it is. Surprise! And overcharges killing hatcheries is something that will take quite a few of them.
Yeah.
So he's got to really commit here. Queen's coming over along with some Zerglings, just waiting for that overcharge to time out.
Yeah, eventually you got to go ahead and attack into this, and no doubt there he goes. Maybe pick off a Queen.
Ooh.
Not quite.
Very close.
This was dealt with really well on both sides, I would say.
Takes quite a few overcharges to take that down, but I guess he's got a little bit of time. Overlord just barely makes it out of that Protoss base alive, and here come enough Zerglings to take that out. That's a lot of Zerglings. Wow.
Dude, look at this build. 2 gas, 8-gate charge Prism, just like we saw against Beyond.
Okay, I mean, hey, if at first you don't succeed...
Look how ugly that wall is. Ew, that wall is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Oh my god, you could fit an Ultralisk through there.
Oh,
look at that.
Okay, well, here we go.
Okay, man. Well, this is a pretty crazy all-in. There are Roaches on the way. When you hit a critical mass of Roaches, they start to do pretty well against Charge Lots, but Charge Lots are not trash against Roaches, especially when you mess with the numbers a little bit. Ooh, that Mothership Core.
Yeah, you actually, the Mothership Core just moved forward instinctively to start attacking the Queens. Not the direction you want to go there. But here comes in our first big warp-in.
Is he going to do something with cannons with that Prism? Is this a possibility? He has a probe in the Prism. Why would he have that there? Is he just going to drop it for a scout? Or uh-oh. Well, he's in trouble.
Okay. Oh, indeed. Maybe those plans are in the cards, Artosis. One hatchery will get taken out, and another big warp-in in the main. One pylon canceled. The second one canceled. It looks like Zealots in the mineral lines is what we're going for. Prism gets picked off, though, and that's a big loss.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do this. Oh, God, he lost the Prism when it picked up the 4 Zealots, too?
Yeah, it had 3 Zealots in it, and it died.
So. That's really tough. Everything herO did there didn't work except killing the 3rd, but I don't think that Rogue cares that much because his drone count is actually not that healthy, to be honest, looking at that right now.
We're going for platitudes tonight. The more things change, the more they stay the same, Artosis.
It is how it is.
Indeed. Truer words were never spoken, Artosis. Things are always more true before they are less true. I don't know what that means.
Generally.
Okay, so this reminds me a lot of the way that this build worked against Beyond. He had that Viking out, he killed the Warp Prism very early, and then the rush just kind of fell apart. So this time around, herO is not continuing to commit with it. He is at least pulling back to some extent. One Warp Prism still headed across the map, though, so we'll see where he decides to warp in.
And it's actually even more like that than you were, I think, even meaning to say, because remember Beyond just like made a Banshee and flew it over?
Yeah.
And he had like no anti-air, and he's like, okay.
Well, I guess I just die now.
Yeah,
so.
the Spire's about to finish, so it's going to be pretty hard to do anything. Also, there's Overlord's like dropping creep on all the bases, which is really, really cool. Realizing that this was kind of herO putting all of his eggs into the charge lot basket. Now with 6 mutas coming out, obviously the Prism is not going to get much more done. It's going to force a decent amount of anti-air, and sometimes you can force blink off of this. And if you can force blink and then go into Lingbane Ravager, that's like a very good counter against blink stalkers.
His Roach is just running around until the mutas will start to pop out. And all of a sudden, things look a whole lot worse. And this is almost like an exact mirrored game of this strat versus Beyond.
It kind of is. I mean, I can't blame herO for trying this crazy all-in multiple times, but really not working out this one, unfortunately.
I mean, it's a strategy that you can tell was, like figured out, played around with, and like, okay, well, this is what we're going for, but it's just not working out either time tonight that herO has tried it. The same style fails yet again.
Yeah. And I think he's going to do something pretty aggressive in the next game as well, to be honest, just because, well, first off, he is an aggressive player, but also, like I have been harping on tonight, right now the PvZ meta is a little bit weird. It's a little bit hard matchup in the mid game, so looking to end it early. Will he try it on Whirlwind? If he loses here, man, herO, who was talking about he wants to win this tournament straight up.
Absolutely.
I mean, he won't be winning if he loses this next game, that's for sure.
Well, he's coming off of a win in the Super Tournament, now one game away from getting knocked out. Can he do it? Game number 2 is coming up. Here we are. Our blue Protoss pieces belong to
Green Wings.
That's a Zerg player.
You should have to find every little thing that's wrong with what I just Yeah, that's okay.
Red Terran pieces belong to
Root Gaming. herO.
herO Gaming. Root.
Yeah.
I'm just dyslexic today, Artosis.
This is a very fast spawning pool in gas. If herO goes Nexus first,
there it is, Artosis.
This series might be ending, guys.
I mean, we're getting a little bit closer.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it will depend on scouting.
Yeah, if he scouts directly to the left right now. Oops.
All right, so probe will go downwards. Still nothing being quite revealed. There's that drone scout headed
Oh,
the map.
he's checking for the Overlord. That's kind of cool. He might turn around because of that.
It looks like he will, Artosis.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Okay. Can he salvage anything, though? This is going to, like... Dude, against this many Lings on the way...
Yeah, speed already started.
God, this is so tough.
That feel when you drone scout the correct direction versus a Nexus first. Feels good.
Yeah. That is... Dude, the Lings are going to be here in a second. Yeah, he starts on the pile and he realizes what's going on. Okay, herO is going for a full wall, it looks like, immediately.
Nice.
Don't know that this will be enough. He's going to be able to chrono boost out some Zealots.
Actually,
he's going to have to pull drones, though.
I think it might have been better to have the drone actually block where the pylons would have walled for the full wall off. Instead, there is still a gap in it. The Zerglings will be able to run in. They are going to surround this pylon. Lots of probes pulled off. These Zerglings are kind of fragile against all these probes here. Looks like several Zerglings falling, and most of them get taken out. Wow.
Okay. He's starting to get some defense together here. Rogue actually throws down his hatchery. Speed is going to finish up. He lost so many Lings right before Speed as well.
And the Nexus, is not there, so this is still defensible. Only 2 or 3 Zerglings there attacking at the wall, and more on the way.
Okay, those Lings working on the pylon. He cannot be losing that pylon. Bringing a few drones down. Oh my God, or probes rather.
Your buildings are under attack. You cannot let this happen.
Oh my God.
There we go. Wise man once said, Artosis. Here we go. More Zerglings running through. 2 Zealots out, but these do not have that charge upgrade. And they're not going to be able to catch those very fast Zerglings with speed that are now in the main.
The probe death count is starting to rise. There's not many drones over on the other side here for Rogue, so definitely something to keep in mind. A lot of Zealots popping out. Oh God, more and more probes are falling.
Your workers are under attack, man. Indeed they are.
Thank you, Evan.
Just tickles my fancy, Artosis. All right.
This tickles
every
Rogue's
Zerg
fancy right now, man.
Say every Zerg player out there is pretty happy with the way things are going. Now 4 more probes going down. They will split and try to take out these Zerglings, but there's just too much. They're too fast. Rogue's too smart.
Yeah, there's not even a cybernetic score up right now. herO, he has no economy. 12 probes. A lot of the times I can't even mine. All he has is some Zealots. That's it.
And I think he might even send these Zerglings in the main back down, maybe to sandwich this. Still getting these probe kills. And he lets them in by moving the Zealots too far out.
How do you even deal with this? Rogue is taking a 3rd base mine on this, starting to drone. There's not a cybernetic score. This is such an issue.
so handsome. Oh my god. He's going to get surrounds here on both, or at least the outer Zealot. That's going to get taken out. Any more Zerglings that decide to come across the map will get in. This pylon very low, but instead the probe's forced to be pulled again.
Oh my god. 3 Zealots being crowed. Well, not all 3, but one at a time. Almost nothing mining up here. The Zergling's just going to come up and toy with these probes.
Oh my goodness. It's like they are little toys. The Zerglings there to play with them, and indeed they will. One more probe going down, and that's going to take us down to 14 for our Protoss player.
Yeah. The anticlimactic, but there's no cybernetic score against 3-base Zerg that's killing probes.
There's only so much play-by-play here.
Now.
Yeah, the Zealot's starting to fall one by one. It's Chrono boosting that gateway. Maybe if he just gets out another Zealot fast enough, Artosis.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
GG.
There it is, and what a way to go out. Not 0 wins for Rogues, not 1. 4. He is out of this tournament.
Yeah.
Out of the tournament into the next round.
Yeah, this was really well done. He lost to Beyond and was able to take out both those Protosses like I was talking about. Definitely the hurtful part of this tournament for herO was not that Zergling rush, but instead losing Game 3 to Beyond. That's where it truly did go wrong for him tonight, unfortunately. But you know what, Rogue, he played well. He did some very aggressive moves at times and also played some macro. And you know, a well-deserved victory here, going to be the first Zerg in that round of 8.
Yeah, so congratulations to Rogue, really probably surprising a lot of people. The sound of liquid bets failing everywhere, really surprising, but very well-deserved, very aggressive strategies being leveraged against one of the best Protoss players around right now. So let's head into our interview with Rogue. So how do you feel now after this victory? Rogue saying, I really practiced hard for these matches, so I'm really very happy that I've advanced to the next round.
1등인데 의미가 좀 없는 1등이거든요. 좀
왜요?
Saying, yeah, I guess I'm number 1, but it's kind of meaningless to me.
겸손하신 모습인 것 같아요. 오늘 일단 프로토스전에서는
I don't think that has a lot of meaning when there are this many skilled players.
쉽게 잡으시다니.
네.
김준호 선수가 쉬우셨어요?
Well, I think you're very strong against Protoss, Rogue.
네.
How was your match against herO?
준영이 운영했으면은 제가
He says, well, herO's a great player.
네.
이상하게 하더라고. 뭔가 준비, 뭔가
I think if he went for macro play, then it would have been very tough matches. But throughout these games, I feel like his builds are never really completed or polished. And I actually knew what he was going to use against Neon Whirlwind.
이게 김준호 선수의 성향인가 봐요.
So I prepared very well against that.
이게 막 서치되고 그러면은 말리니까 그냥 아싸리 그냥 땡더블을 많이 하더라고요. 그래서 그걸 노렸습니다.
So I kind of noticed that he goes for 2 Nexus, for 2 Nexuses before anything else. It's kind of a trend among Protoss players these days.
자, 오늘 이렇게 프로토스전 완벽한 모습에 비해 변현우 선수와의 경기는 굉장히 아쉬움이 클 것 같아요.
진짜 제가 벽을
So compared to your Protoss matches, your match against Beyond,
잘 나오는데
let's talk about that a little bit.
다시 해보고 싶네요.
Rogue saying, yeah, I really feel like Beyond is just another class of player. He's like invincible. I really do believe that every time I play him, he is just an invincible player.
네, 알겠습니다.
Hopefully, I can meet him again in the higher rounds, and there will be a chance there to get revenge against him.
한마디 해야 될 것 같아요.
Well, that would have to be the finals.
Yeah,
하시면서.
that's how it works.
좀 더 해야 될 것 같아요.
아, 그래요?
So what do you have to say to one of your best friends, Deer?
저글링 그렇게 많이 찍는 건 너무하신 거 아니에요?
We're eliminating him.
이런 생각도 드는데.
근데 사실 막히는 상황이었는데 동준이가 좀 뭔가
So it just feels like you were a little bit cruel, just sending too many like Zerglings after Zerglings, and I thought he was actually going to defend it, but I'm guessing he was maybe a little bit nervous. So hopefully he practices a little bit more.
저저전이 너무 하고 싶어요. 성주만 아니었으면 좋겠습니다.
잘 됐네요.
Saying, well, I'm really happy that I made it to the quarterfinal. I really want to have ZVZ matches.
성주를 응원해야 될지 말아야 될지 좀.
They say, yeah, there are 3 Zergs in Group D.
그리고 윤수 형을 만나고 싶습니다.
And
특별히
Rogue
어윤수 선수인
saying,
이유가
yeah,
있어요?
I'm not really sure I should support my teammate Mario because he is so strong.
저도 좀 잘하니까.
So if I could pick one player,
있거든요.
I would pick Sue to play
한번
against.
맞붙어 보고 싶어요.
그래도 결승 전에
I know
어윤수인데
Sue
저도
is very good at
그렇긴 한데
ZVZ,
그래도
but I'm confident
강호영이나
in my
령보다는
ZVZ as well. So I really want to have a good match
그렇군요.
against Sue.
알겠습니다. 결승 전에 어윤수도 만나고 싶다.
But
자,
Sue,
앞으로
before
많은
finals,
분들이
are you really
더
okay
이제
with that?
이근현 선수 응원하실 것 같아요. 팬분들께
Rogue
한마디
saying, yeah,
들어보겠습니다.
I think
진짜 오랜만에 8강
he's very
진출했으니까
strong, and I definitely think he's better than Lucira and Dark.
항상 졌잖아요.
So any
이번에
words to your
진짜
fans?
잘해서
네.
열심히
Said, yeah,
올라가겠습니다.
in the past, I was always eliminated here in the quarterfinals, but since I prepared really hard for these games, I've done my best to
네, 자,
advance
이렇게
the
이경현 선수의
semifinals,
진출로 이번
and
8강
that's what I've done.
대진의
So
투자가
congratulations once
확실하게
more
됐는데요.
to
자,
Rogue
오늘
for
경기
being the
최종
second
경기
player to
확인해보겠습니다.
advance out of Group C tonight.
Yeah, well done by him. The first Zerg to get out, as we've been talking about. So looks like that racial balance that we are approaching is pretty good.
Yeah, you know, it always sort of starts to fall into place here right at the very end, Artosis. We have different numbers of different races qualify, and then it all just, you know, filters out to a very even balance there at the end, just as the ghost of David Kim intended.
Well, this was a pretty good night of games, I would say,
Indeed
overall.
it was. Really like to see these creative builds from herO. Kind of sad to see him go, but an experimenter and innovator till the end.
That's actually a little bit of a mistake there. Rogue will actually be at that bottom match, Group C second, not Group D second. But other than that, we have Group D coming up. And
Okay, and one thing to note, if you look down there at the bottom of your screen, is that our matches will be played on Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
That's
so
right.
we are moving that day because of the SSL finals, which will be occurring next week. So just a small note, we'll have GAT matches on Wednesday and Thursday instead of Wednesday and Saturday.
yeah, so you just get a little bit more Circ up to it a little bit quicker. It's all good. Of course, on Saturday, guys, we will be back with the GSL Codes finishing up that round of 16. It's going to be Group D. It's going to be 3 Zergs and Maru, so we are certain to get at least one more Zerg in this next round. Can Maru cut through the Banelings, though?
I mean, he's only got one matchup to practice for, and if you have one player that you just really need to you know, buckle down and just cut through a swath of lesser nerds, I think Maru is probably a pretty good choice for that.
This is going to be kind of a fun group too, because Dark and Sue couldn't really be too much more different as Zerg players, and Lucira feels to me like the disenfranchised Zerg, where he's just always like, guys, we're all very close to the same level. Like, I can beat anybody. Which I think he's close to right about, but I don't know if he'll be getting out of this group. This is a pretty deadly group.
Yeah, I mean, we already know he can beat everybody in real life because he just has, like, the biggest guns of anybody alive. Oh, my God, he's so handsome. We'll see if his looks can kill in our next round. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Tasteless will be back next week, so we'll see you then.